right, and then let me hit record. All right, looks like we're recording, and then we should be good to go. All right, hello everybody. We're excited. We are the Nault Center for Entrepreneurship. We are the center for all entrepreneurship things at USF campus, all three campuses. And we're going to be going over what our fall plans are this semester. So we're first going to introduce our team. So we have our executive director, Alan Clary, who'll be presenting a lot on all the fun things that we do co-curricularly. We have Dirk LeBers, who's our academic director, who's in charge of all things academics and faculty. And then we have our program planner, Frank Nunez, who helps run all of our competitions and various other events. So we have a lot for you today, and we're just going to get started.
Fantastic. So Tim, we've let everybody in the room, it looks like.
Yes.
That's good. So we're ready to kick off. Fantastic.
Absolutely. And if you have any questions, just for anyone in the audience, feel free to put questions in the chat and we'll answer them as we go. We're going to go through this slide deck really quick and then we'll have a Q&A at the end. So.
All right. Well, everybody, welcome to Fall 2025 at the University of South Florida. This is another exciting fall semester shaping up. And I heard the week of welcome, the WOW this week was really strongly attended, and heard that I've seen the energy on campus this week already. I had lunch at the Marshall Center, and it's just buzzing and exciting. Those on the call are here because they want to hear and learn more about the Nault Center for Entrepreneurship, which is the entrepreneurial hub for the University of South Florida, and you're going to hear all about that today. I think I'm going to kick this thing off. Again, my name is Alan Clary, Executive Director for the Nault Center for Entrepreneurship, and my co-director, Dirk, will be jumping in here in a few minutes when we get to our academic portions. I lead up all the non-academic elements, and Dirk leads up the other academic elements. This opening slide is this is our guy. This is Mr. Jay Nault, the gentleman who is an alum at the University of South Florida, been a very successful entrepreneur, and was able to make a very large gift to our university. I think almost 3 years now, and it took our entrepreneurship center to another level, and we're able to do so many more things now that we couldn't do before. And so that's Jay, and he often does visit. And in fact, he's setting up a new residence in St. Petersburg near the St. Pete campus. So many of you students are going to get a chance to meet Jay in real life. He loves talking with students. He comes to a lot of events. So that's Jay. Let's get going. Okay, how the Nault Center educates and inspires student entrepreneurs. So that's really what we do. We educate and inspire. That's what we want to do. We want to educate students around entrepreneurship, because there's a lot of knowledge to be had. There's a lot of X's and O's, a lot of strategy, a lot of tactics to entrepreneurship that can really help early entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs, not make some of the common mistakes that entrepreneurs make. Most people know this, but the failure rate for startup new businesses is very, very high. It's way above 50%. And that's primarily because most entrepreneurs jump into it with emotional vigor and excitement, and don't understand a lot of the fundamentals they should understand about entrepreneurship, not just financial management, but so many other pieces. So the education part is really, really important, because that way you put the odds in your favor and you set yourself up for success when it comes to starting your own business or creating the next big thing. And then the inspiration part is important too, because it is a big leap. It's a big journey, and it requires a lot of determination and a lot of stick-to-itness. And so the inspirational part is as important as the educational part. So we like to do both. A high level here, education and learning. We run a good number of course, we have our classroom experiences. I also teach here in the program. And we have competitions, pitch competitions, startup competitions, several challenges that we run, and with monetary prizes for winners. and some other things we'll get into later. And we have resources available, as in mentors and access to a lot of support, a team here as well that works with our students and our early aspiring entrepreneurs. Mentorship program, we have a lot of connections in the community, a lot of alumni who volunteer their time to work with our students. And so we have, I don't know the last count, but maybe 50 plus or minus. I should check that, but it's a good number of mentors
90.
in our network. What is it?
90 plus.
90. Yeah, I knew it was bigger than 50. I was trying to downplay it. Yeah, it's a big number. So it's pretty special, and we pair up students with mentors, and we have different ways of doing that. And then our seed funding, we were able to award tens of thousands of dollars last year to early stage startups beyond just the prizes from the competitions. Right, we have a small seed fund called Thrive that awards a hand-picked few student startups that actually have traction and that actually show strong promise with actual kind of investable business that has traction. So we have larger amounts that are available for that. And there's other ways that we're able to get more than just a couple $1,000s in a competition prize. We're able to do more than that in some cases. So a lot going on, very exciting here at USF Entrepreneurship. Yeah, so our mission, that's Cherish and Unique Austin, the two of our stars from the program that have just has been very spent the last few years winning a lot of competitions, and also a lot of some good amount of seed funding as well for their two ventures separately they've been pursuing. We want to turn ideas into impactful ventures, but really too, we want to just we're trying to give you the mindset and the best practice education. So even if the timing is not now, perhaps you would want to be equipped so that when the timing's right in your career, you might likely will go out and get a job in an industry or for a company and spend a few years learning an industry or making the connections necessary for you to pick the timing for you. It might be in your mid to late 20s. It could even be longer when the time is right for you. So we just want to be a part of that whenever the time is right. Next. All right, about the Nault Center. What do we got here? Oh, by the way, I'm also an alum. I didn't mention that, but I'm also an alum. I was one of the first class of entrepreneurship students here at USF over 20 years ago. So yeah, but it's an honor for me to be back here leading the program. So yeah, we were founded in 2002. That's when I graduated with the MBA. I got the MBA here with the entrepreneurship emphasis at that time, and there we talk about the gift from J. Nault. We are campus-wide interdisciplinary, so we welcome students from all colleges, all disciplines. In fact, a good proportion of the students that participate in our competitions and come to our events are from other colleges through the campus. We welcome that, and we encourage it. Entrepreneurship goes best with other things, so we really encourage it and welcome. We do have and Dirk's going to take over here in a minute. But we do also engage heavily with the St. Pete campus in addition to our main Tampa campus and also Sarasota campus. And then I'm going to hand it over to my colleague Dirk to talk about the degrees that we offer.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the fall 2025 semester. So my name is Dirk Liebaers. As Alan mentioned, I'm the academic director at the Nault Center for Entrepreneurship. And we are home to a set of nationally ranked programs, our undergraduate program and our master's program. Can we move that slide? That's great. So our master's program is ranked number 10 in the nation across all universities, both private and public. But actually among the public institutions, our peer institutions, we are number 6. And we are the number 1 ranked program in the South. Next slide, please. So our master's program, it's a 10-course, 30-credit program. So you have 5 required courses and 5 electives. So the 5 required courses give you a good fundamental grasp of what entrepreneurship is all about. And then you can customize the program based on the electives that you actually choose to pursue. Basically, in our program, we focus both on independent ventures like startups as well as corporate entrepreneurship. Actually, we are going to launch a new course in corporate entrepreneurship in the spring of 2026. So it's an evening program. Most courses are taught in person in the evening, starting at 6:30 p.m. And the faculty body is a mix of academics and practitioners. We think you need to learn from both people because they bring different experience to the table, right? The student body, they come from all over the world. Some of them are working professionals, some of them are full-time students. And you can spread out the entire master's program over 2 years or even longer than that if it suits your other working schedule and your family situation. As you can see, the elective courses run, in a variety of areas. Yeah, next slide, Tim. So we also offer graduate certificates. If you want to specialize, you don't have a lot of time to do an entire master's degree. You can actually focus on certificates. Actually, these can be completed in one semester because all these courses are offered every semester. So we have a graduate certificate in entrepreneurship, which is our generic graduate certificate. We have one in life sciences that focus, a little bit more on the biotech and life sciences side. And then we have one focused on innovation and creativity, if that is something of your interest. Next slide, please. So we have a bachelor degree, a major in entrepreneurship. It's number 16th in the nation among public institutions, ranked number 6. And we hope to move this program into the top 10 of undergraduate entrepreneurship programs in the nation. Next slide. So it's a 21 credit major. So you pick 4 courses. No, you actually have to complete 4 courses, core courses, and then you select 3 courses from a set of electives here. And we also encourage our students to do an internship, right? Which gives you 1 foot in the door and a potential, employer that can hire you after graduation. Next slide, please. And we offer 3 different minors for people that pursue majors in different areas and want to know about entrepreneurship, right? So we have a minor for marketing majors, we have a minor for business and industrial engineering majors, and then we have a minor for anybody else. So these are 12 credit programs, so 4 courses basically that you complete in order to earn a minor in entrepreneurship. Yes. And how to apply, you go to this website or you can contact me. I help so many people register for courses, sign up for programs. So I'm always available. I'm very responsive. If you email me, you get an email back in like the same day at least, or you can call me as well. So I hope you guys, are getting excited about the programs we are offering and the extracurricular activities that we have on tap every semester. So, and I think one of the 2 gentlemen, either Tim or Frank, are gonna elaborate on those activities.
All right, let's go. That's a great handoff, the extracurricular, because that's where the fun. That's where we really have fun here. What's the first slide up here, Tim? Let's take a look, and I'll. The speaker series. I'll speak to this, and then I'll hand it back to Tim or Frank for a little bit further down the line, because this is near and dear to my heart. We book some pretty we book some pretty big name speakers that are successful entrepreneurs to come to our university and tell their story, and it's one of those things that is, I consider, priceless. And you can see in the upper right, that's Omar Solomon, the founder of College Hunk Selling Junk, which is a national franchise. They started with a pitch competition. They won a pitch competition at their university, the two co-founders, and launched that now very large and successful moving company that their mom helped them name. Whether, by the way, I learned in that interview. But we've had folks like Marcy in the upper left and Pete there in Sarasota. And we really get into their story, and we really get them to get off record and tell us the real ups and downs of what they experienced in building their company. We do some entertaining along the way with that, and we let our students have some really good food for one night a week. Yeah, we got some good stuff. Next slide, Tim. Yeah, so this past spring, the founder of PDQ Chicken. So PDQ, competitor to Chick-fil-A, of course, and some people strongly prefer it. I know many people that do, and they throughout the state of Florida and beyond. And Nick came and spoke and told his story back in February. Next slide, Tim. And I believe, yeah, there's an aerial shot of how we did that. He brought unlimited chicken strips from PDQ up there. That really was really a nice touch, and it was just a fantastic day. Next up. And usually when we do these speakers, students line up for a mile to talk. Usually the talk is that riveting that they just want to meet. They want to meet these successful founder entrepreneurs that built really big companies, and so that's kind of what it looks like. Next up. So we've got 3 big ones this semester coming up, right? The first one's going to be in Sarasota on September 26th at 4 o'clock. And this is open to students and the community, and we call these the twins, Blake and Brock Groton. They were e-commerce specialists, and they managed to hit it big with this water filtration system called Springwell that was purchased. They were acquired by a very, very large company called Fortune Brands. Very large number. So a lot of times entrepreneurs, if they're really, really successful, when someone comes along and buys your company from you, you don't ever have to work again. And that's Blake and Brock. They're going to be telling their story down in Sarasota on the 26th. They're kind of internet phenoms. Then right here in Tampa on October 7th, we have the founder of Woody's Wash Shack. A lot of you guys, if you get around Tampa, there's over 16 locations of Woody's Wash Shack. It's just one of these amazing car washes that you see around, but they have a really special brand and a huge cult following of customers. In fact, I think they have more positive reviews on Google. They have more reviews on Google than almost any company in the area, including the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and so forth. I think the only one that beats them is Busch Gardens by a little bit. So it's going to be a great time. We're going to hear Don's story and how he started Woody's. And then finally, we have Becca Brown. We're going to do this at the USF St. Pete campus. And Becca Brown is the CEO of ARC Innovation. For those of you guys who know who Kathy Wood is, probably the most famous technology investor in the world, based, believe it or not, in St. Pete. She hired Becca to be the CEO of her innovation lab down in St. Pete. And Becca, before that, was on Shark Tank in 2016 with her startup called Soulmate. And it's on YouTube, and it's fantastic. She was able to close $500,000 on these sharks. It was a pretty riveting episode, and I'm going to sit down with her on November 10th, and we're going to hear that story. So at St. Pete campus, and so hope you guys are marking your calendars and can do that. We'll arrange if you have trouble. If any transportation is a challenge for you with either St. Pete or Sarasota, please reach out to I would say Tim, who most of you might have the contact, and Tim can help us get some carpooling to these events. Okay, next. Yeah, we're doing these Ask Me Anything brown bags. These are to be scheduled, but we're going to also have a couple of events, 1 or 2 here in Tampa, 1 or 2 in St. Pete, where we're going to bring in additional entrepreneurs in these smaller, intimate settings where you can ask them anything, kind of just a smaller group, and you can have these deeper conversations with successful entrepreneurs. We call them the AMAs, brown bags. Brown bag is in bring your own lunch, bring your own food. Competitions. So Tim, actually I'll throw it to Frank. Let's see what the first one up is. And That way we don't have to just listen to me do all the talking here. Okay, Frank, tell us about the Daveler.
Great. Yeah, thanks, Alan. So yeah, we have a number of different pitch competitions and events through the spring and fall calendars that gives you an opportunity. If you have a business idea, it doesn't have to be a functioning business. If you're just in the ideation stage, if you have an idea for a business, our pitch competitions give you an opportunity to show your stuff, what you're made of, to pitch your idea in front of a panel of judges and have the opportunity to promote yourself, your brand, as well as win cash rewards, which is really neat. These photos is from our Daveler pitch competition. This is what I like to call, at least on the right-hand side. That's one of our marquee competitions we've hosted now for over 10 years. With that competition, we're hosting this fall on November 14th at Kate Tiedemann in St. Petersburg at USF St. Pete. With that competition, it's statewide for undergrad students. You get to compete against other students from UF, FSU, University of Miami, FIU, all across the state. With that competition, you can win $3,000 to $5,000 in cash awards as a fellow and a scholar. So it's a really neat competition. Then on the bottom left, we have also our Florida Blue competition, which we hosted in the spring. That's one of our healthcare competitions, students there. Again, statewide, you get to pitch if you have a medical-based or healthcare-based innovation, you get to pitch your idea and can win cash awards of up to $5,000 or $10,000. That really makes a big difference that you can use towards your innovation. And we also have a number of different competitions now. For example, in the fall, we have, besides Daveler, we have the Startup Team Challenge. This is actually unique because we try to go beyond just pitch competitions. What we do is we want to provide opportunities for you to really learn what it's like to be an entrepreneur. So for the Startup Team Challenge, you get to work in teams alongside other entrepreneurs and work on problems that first-year founders would experience in launching a business. Like, for example, one problem you may be asked to solve is maybe you have an investor who's interested in investing in your company, but they want you to fire your co-founder or release them. Like, what do you do in that situation? Or perhaps you run out of money, you don't have any funding to pay off your employees or your sales force. What do you do in that situation? Those are just some of the examples and problems that we provide you, that we ask you to solve. It's a great critical thinking exercise, team building, and also understand what it's like to be an entrepreneur, which is incredibly challenging, right? And we help you develop those skills. But yeah, so we have a number of competitions just this fall alone. We have the Nault Competition Cup, which is later on, I believe in November, or early December, I think, is when we're going to be hosting that. We have the Health Hackathon, as well as the Hustle Competition, a cohort for Hustle. That's going to be, I believe, the third year we're doing that competition. Tim can probably provide more information on that. That's run by David Chester of Chester Holdings. We're collaborating with him. He's an investor out of Sarasota. 10 teams are chosen to basically work on their innovations. They're given seed funding and the opportunity to work on their innovation for an entire year, and can win potentially Series A funding as well to grow your business. As well as we have an AI Startup Challenge, which we're doing in the fall as well. So you can see there's something for everybody. We have a number of opportunities for you to promote your brand, your business, win cash rewards, and most importantly, be able to network and build relationships. That's just going to benefit your academic and professional career. Just and these are a lot of fun too. They're absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, Frank, I was going to add to that. The judges, getting to meet these judges, these are really highly important network people, typical entrepreneurs themselves. So you're right, Frank. The value of getting to meet these judges and the attendees is incredible. And Frank, we'll have all of these updated on our website, if not already, right away, I believe. So if anybody's struggling with all of these and the dates and what they're all about, this will be on our website under the Nault Center under the word initiatives, right?
Yeah, correct.
Good.
Another great way to keep in track is definitely our Instagram, because we post deadlines for applications, upcoming events, reminders, and even some of our partner events. So even we don't always host, sometimes we also promote and work with community partners or student orgs. So definitely Instagram's a great place to follow too. So with that, we're going to go to our Thrive funding program. This is actually a great program because we found that a lot of students, they don't need to raise a ton of money. They just need a little bit of money to get started. They need to have a little bit of money to get a patent opinion, or they need to register their LLC, or maybe they need their first order for inventory. And so this is a non-dilutive award cash prize to recipients. Anyone can apply. and the awards are focused on people who are close to or about launched. We actually awarded our first two last year. It's Cherish Alston and Morgan Bierbrunner. Both of them are actually launched and in market now because of this funding. And so we're going to have some success stories. An article will be out in the next month or so on them, so you can look out for that. But this is real money. There's no dilution, meaning that we don't take any equity. You just have to submit your application, and then a committee will review and announce whether or not you've won that. So if you're needing early funding, that would be great. Our next program is our Every Student Entrepreneur program. This is an amazing program, kind of a brainchild from Alan, actually, having taught for so many years. Basically, we found that although there are a lot of students who want to go and build the massive tech startup or the medical startup, a lot of students just want to get started and have like an everyday lifestyle kind of business. And for that, for both of those, they both start with just knowing, how do I pick a good idea? How do I get started? What is forming a company like an LLC or a C Corp? How do I do my taxes so I don't get in trouble with the government? And everything for how do I actually launch my company? So this program is geared to help you go from picking an idea or discovering an idea all the way to having the knowledge and plan to know exactly how to launch it, whether you're going to launch it now or years down the line. And this is really exciting because it's kind of twofold. It's got some asynchronous components where you can learn and work, and then we have check-ins with consultants and advisors and experts from the field and people from our team to help you. And so you can work it on your own pace. Basically, you'll do some work, and as soon as you finish it, we'll check in with you and help review that. So.
Yeah, Tim, I was going to add, it's not official yet, but we are working on allocating $500 for students that participate in this, just to help with, getting their first license of QuickBooks and getting some basic AI tools or registering for their LLC, that kind of thing. So we think that's going to be happening. And but this is really. This idea is really that we just want all of our entrepreneurs, all the students in our entrepreneurship program, especially, to be trying something or be experimenting with something and have some kind of a solopreneur side hustle or try something, even if it's small, would be great. And you can also leverage this for something bigger as well. So yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Tim.
Yeah. And I'd also say, if you're early on and you're looking for mentorship, this is the program for that. If you're just getting started, just trying to figure it out, this is the program to start with. And then our next up, we have our Hustle program, which stands for Helping University Students Tackle Leadership and Entrepreneurship. Very fun. This is like Frank had said, this is a collaboration with the Chester Holding Group. You can actually see the two people who got funded down here. They actually Morgan just signed her deal with Chester Holdings, and so they've secured funding from Chester Holdings himself. This is the guy here with the big smile. And he focuses on helping students launch their companies as well. He is a very successful entrepreneur with a lot of connections and a lot of distribution. And so it's an honor even just to have the mentorship from him and collaboration with him to work with students. He had done his own company back in the 80s and 90s. He put GPS in golf carts. So and he's gone and helped many students learn how to, and then a lucky few actually end up getting invested in. And this is a really cool program because it's not just money, but it's what they'd call smart money, to where if you get investment in Chester Holdings, they have all kinds of experience and knowledge in other portfolio companies that can help assist your own startup if you're lucky enough to get into their portfolio. So applications for this are live. You can find it on the website, and they'll close sometime in October. And so if you are serious about launching, like very serious about launching, this is the program for you. It's okay if you just have an idea, but you'll need to launch by probably March or April of next year to really be competitive. So it's not unheard of. We have some really great students who've done so. And then next is our mentorship program. This is our premium program. This is called the Entrepreneur Mentorship Program. This is for students who are very serious about entrepreneurship and very serious about mentorship. It's got to be both. If you're serious about entrepreneurship, meaning either you're already in market or you're about to launch or you've tried a few ideas and you're looking for your next one, all of those would be great opportunities. But the second part, being serious about mentorship, is really important because it's a very structured program. You have check-ins every 2 weeks or so with your mentor to make sure that you're actually able to get the support and advice from these mentors. And the main thing, the one thing that's really differentiating from all the other mentorship programs on campus, because there's a corporate one and there's an alumni one, everyone on our mentorship program is an entrepreneur. Everyone owns a company or has sold a company, and it ranges anywhere from someone who owns multiple print shops in town all the way up to someone who's exited their company for $200 million. Jay Nault himself is on this list, and we have actually paired somebody with him before. So, and another really cool part about this is that if they aren't, we had mentioned earlier, there's already 90 plus mentors on the list. If we find that you are really serious about entrepreneurship, and we don't have somebody that is working in the type of industry or business space that you are, we actually go out into our networks and ask to try and find somebody for you. So it really is a white glove, high level service. This is an application only. You're not guaranteed to get into this. If you don't get in, that's fine. We have the Every Student Entrepreneur program to really support you and develop your idea further. And you will get feedback from that as well. So that application deadline is on the 21st. So if you're serious, get started. Yeah.
And I would just add, it's a 2-semester commitment, right? So it's you are, if you sign in, if you're signing in for this, you're committing to not only the fall but also the spring. Super important part of the program requirement, because the mentors are basically preparing to they get to know you and they want to work with you long enough to make a difference, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Great point.
Good deal.
And kind of lumped into this, actually, we have a separate event later in the semester that you would see our mentorship. So if you're involved with us, this is kind of invite only, but if you're involved with some of the other activities, we might be able to introduce you to that too. So, and then finally, our last thing is our patent commercialization project. We're basically working with Tech Transfer Office. If you've ever heard of Tech Transfer of Patents, it's basically the exclusive license for a new technology. And as a R1 research university, USF produces a ton of novel patents that are just waiting for an entrepreneur or company to take it to market. And so what I'd say here, there's kind of two things here. We do have volunteer opportunities if you want to learn how to assess patents. We can train you, and we actually have a larger initiative that would go into. But really, secondly, and it's not on the slide right now, there's inside the Student Innovation Incubator over at USF Connect has a special program called I2I, which is Invent to Impact, where basically, if you want to work on an existing patent that's already licensed, it normally costs several $1,000s to be able to actually license these things. They'll give you a whole year for free to work on one of the existing patents within the USF portfolio and allow you to run with it and try and develop that. So it's a really great program. It's launched. They're accepting, I think, up to 10 people in that particular part of the program. And so look at Sci at USF Connect to be able to engage with patents as the entrepreneur side. Anything else you'd like to add?
No, just some summary thoughts.
Okay. And then, that's pretty much it. I'll say something and then I'll give it to the team to finish up. But the main ways to get involved is obviously apply for any of the competitions. We have so many, like Frank said, there's something for everybody. And don't be afraid to get involved. A lot of people, I would say almost half of every competition is people's first times pitching or first time competing. And it's also not uncommon for people who come back and compete again to then obviously you get better to win as you go on further. So definitely get involved early. If you just want to see what it's like, don't feel like you have to already have it done to be able to compete. Otherwise, you can also register for Every Student Entrepreneur if you have an idea, or if you want to, if you just know you want to be an entrepreneur and want to figure out an idea, that's a great program to help you learn how to do that. You can attend any of our events. We have mini courses at the undergrad and graduate level, so you can take it as an elective just to see if you like it. And then, of course, if you're really interested in getting involved, we do have a handful of volunteer opportunities at Nault Center. So that's all I'll have to say. And anything else the team would like to say?
No, it's great, Tim. I would just say that, that's a lot, and it can be a little overwhelming. So I would ask if Tim and Frank, if you wouldn't mind putting your email addresses in the chat box, that way,
Yes.
because it's a little overwhelming, and if it is, you can reach out to Tim or Frank or both, and just basically not only ask any questions, specific questions you have, but you can also just kind of describe what you have in mind or what you kind of would like the idea of doing. Maybe you just want to quietly start. Your own business of some type, and you can kind of tell us that. Or if if you like the idea of a pitch competition, but there's 3 to choose from, you're not sure which one is right for you. You can kind of share with us what you have in mind there. We can do our best to try to guide you into the right place, and maybe you're not sure you want what type of mentorship you might like, a more dedicated or maybe something a little more lightweight. So I would encourage you to, if you have those kind of questions or you're not sure, just reach out to Tim and Frank and describe what you're thinking, and then they can definitely help guide you into the right opportunity.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have also made it available if anyone would like to ask questions now of the team. It is unmuted. You're able to turn on your mic and turn on your camera, and you have the whole team here. So it's a rare opportunity to talk to all of us at once.
I see Hassan is in here. He said he was really glad he saw Tim and Julia yesterday, and so he was able to get to this call. So that's good.
Yeah. Hi, Alan.
Hey, Hassan.
Hi, Hassan.
Hey.
Thanks for having us. I got to meet Tim and Julia yesterday at Muma. That was pretty cool. And then I was in class with them later that night. So that was pretty cool. I'm doing my MBA right now, and I'm thinking of going the entrepreneurship route. And so that's
By the way, Hassan, you can do a dual degree. You can do both an MBA as well as an MS in entrepreneurship. So that's an option. Or you can switch over to MS in entrepreneurship. It's up to you.
Okay.
I mean, there are options.
Yeah, a lot of options.
And by the way, we have fellowships as well, and graduate fellowships as well. If you want to be really involved with the center, you can actually work with us and also get a stipend and all that. And, so you can get really cool, you meet really cool entrepreneurs and investors and all that. So,
well, that's awesome.
It's a great way to engage with us and with the community as well.
That's great. Yeah, I have not thought about that. That's awesome. Okay. Yeah, I'm an international student from Kuwait, so
nice.
Yeah,
Hassan, that was my story. I didn't do the entrepreneurship program until I did my MBA. I made it part of my MBA, so that was my path as well. So and definitely know that Dirk's right. We get to know a lot of our students become part of our family here. So definitely make sure you swing by and try to swing by when you're in the Muma building and see who you can meet.
Yeah, absolutely. Beautiful. Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Great to meet you, Hassan.
Likewise.
Yeah. Any questions, Hassan? Are you good on that?
Yeah, I'm just getting into seeing what's going on. I'm interested in some of the competitions. I want to see how that's gonna come out. I'm definitely gonna bug Tim a lot before and after class.
Please do so.
But yeah, I have years of experience in construction management as a civil engineer, and I've always wanted to start my own business, either innovatively or just something. And I'm getting a huge sense of support already just after one class of
that's great.
Feeling the confidence and just paperwork and whatever it is, and just it's one thing to know the technical knowledge, it's another to do the business paperwork and just So
well, you're in the right place, Hassan. You're in the right place.
Thank you.
We pulled together and we support each other, and we have a lot of resources, and that's why we're here. That's why we're all here to help each other get to that next level, and get that dream that a lot of us have, you know, of being that business owner.
Yes. Awesome. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
Jessica, you had your hand raised. Do you have a question?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I'm also, I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, we hear you.
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm also international as well, but my concern is that like if we do get through into one of these programs, like there's like we cannot, like legally speaking, we can't like operate. It's a lot to explain, but when it comes to registering the business and all of that, like that's where we like
Yeah.
so yeah, that's my main question.
I'll tell you what, we have a lot of experience with that because we have a lot of international students who compete in our competitions as well as go on to form companies. There are a few workarounds. We should set up a meeting to discuss what your options are because those are a little bit technical, and we're also we're not able to provide legal advice explicitly, but we can tell you what other students have done to navigate that exact situation. Being on an F visa, applying for work authorization to work within your company, all of that kind of stuff. We have experience with a few students like that. So,
Okay, great.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we understand.
And then for our competitions, luckily, all of prize money counts as passive income by the federal government, and so you're allowed to receive funding and competition prize awards from all of our competitions, even as an international student. It takes a bit longer to receive that, but you can win awards still, and that doesn't mess with your work authorization at all. So that one I know for sure. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
So what program are you in, Jessica?
Right now I'm a business analytics major, but I started like getting into entrepreneurship last year. I'm not really sure what program like I want to join yet, but I guess this meeting has sort of explained everything a bit better. Yeah, I'm still like in a dilemma of what exact program I would want to get into.
Mm-hmm. You can always take an entrepreneurship course and see whether this is something for you.
No, by program I mean like one of the incubator programs that you showed.
Oh, like one of the competitions or one of the mentorship, that kind of stuff. Yeah, extracurricular. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think just reaching out to Tim and Frank. We also have a couple of entrepreneurs in residence that are here. They are alum, successful entrepreneurs who actually take time for students as well, and that we can just kind of work together with you to try to help you sort it out. We understand it can be overwhelming. It can be very, a lot of uncertainty because those are kind of big decisions. We understand.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Jessica.
Great.
All right. Anybody else out there before the USF Bulls go beat the Boise State?
Rolling right into the football game.
Yeah.
Well, it's been 45 minutes. I mean, it's early. We were talking about that. So
yeah.
And if I can just add, guys, I know before we conclude, I would say that the best thing too, and I notice a lot of students that get involved with our programs, swing by our office, right? It's on the bunker, as we call it, the original College of Business on the top floor. And we can it's the suite, God, embarrassingly enough, the name is 33321. Probably,
you can't. If you go to the third floor, if you walk long enough, you'll find it.
It's written on the wall.
Yeah, it's written on the wall. Yeah, it's on the wall. It's on the wall. But I mean, a lot of our students that get involved with our programs that we see a lot of success, they swung by our office. So don't be afraid to swing by, and we'll be happy to talk with you. And it's like a family environment here. We want you to come by and get involved. So that's a great way to get started. Swing on by.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions out there? All right.
Thank you all for attending, guys. This was great. I hope you learned something new about the Nault Center for Entrepreneurship.
Yeah, hope to see you at some of our events.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Have a great semester.
Thank you, guys.
Go Bulls. Go Bulls. I saw that it's on. Go Bulls. All right. Bye-bye.